Let's talk about the 3 cloud computing services you need to know for the exam. The first is SaaS. That's software as a service. And software as a service is probably the most commonly known one. It's the most recognized of the 3 categories. This is when users access applications over the internet, ones that are provided by a third party. And quite often you'll run these within a web browser. One example would be using Gmail or other types of web-based email. And you might also run sharing programs or remote desktop programs through an SaaS. That's software as a service. And again, that's the most common. The second is infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. And infrastructure as a service is when you can offload some of your network out to the cloud. Your network architecture, your storage, your load balancing, your routing, your network switches. All this stuff can be actually run on the cloud instead of in your own network. And so more and more often you're seeing benefits of this with companies moving their networking over to the cloud, and they spend less money on their infrastructure internally, and they don't have to hire as many people to administer the network. So you might see some of that as well. And the third one is platform as a service, or PaaS. And this is when a company uses servers on the cloud to develop applications or for programming. So quite often for programmers and developers who don't want to have localized servers, ones sitting at their desk, or have to rely on servers in the server room. In this case, they're actually going to run the servers on the cloud, and all the platform development and all the CPU and memory resources is pushed off site so that they don't need that at their desk, and they just connect remotely to it. And quite often, platform as a service will also rely on infrastructure as a service. Those platforms might all be part of an actual network. And so what you actually have at this point is a full network on the cloud, which has perhaps a switch with virtual servers connected to it. The switch is actually virtual as well, and all the data might be stored on there. And really, all that you have at the company, at the client side, is a basic client computer connecting with either a web browser or with some type of remote desktop software, which we will show as the course progresses. So there's your 3 types: software as a service, or SaaS, infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, and platform as a service, PaaS. And that's it for this sublesson.